should we start? No? Ladies first?
No, say it, because I think it sounds really nice with your accent.
What, Archwell Audio?
Yeah.
Archwell Audio.
I mean...
Really?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Today is December 21st, 2024. It is 3:48 a.m. I just did a video for my members, and at some point later in the future, maybe I'll make it public for everybody, but for now it will be for my members only. I just did that. So what do I have here? I create this list tonight. I'm probably gonna have 3 videos. One on output of view service. It has to do with INVICTUS. It's just 2 tweets, so I'm probably gonna record them and put it over there. And some tweet on this channel, so that'll be the second video. And some tweets, 9 tweets. I think they belong on PYTE, so let's go on PYTE. All right. So this is the background for APU Team Sussex. So let's go on PYTE. Okay, so we are on PYTE. 4,029 subscribers, new subscribers. Welcome. Estimate revenue, $80.42. Wow, the views went slightly up. 542 views. That's not bad comparison. I don't know. All right, views in the last 48 hours, 742 views. All right, so let's go on Twitter. All right, we're gonna do this one about Diana, chapter 7. Twitter. Oh my god, so many cat videos. I better not look because I tend to stay and watch them and then I waste time. All right, this is the first tweet. Chapter 7 of Diana's biography, and I'm going slowly because it makes me angry how horrible she was treated by that family, and Charles and Camilla especially. I'm even more in awe of Harry for protecting his wife and openly adoring her. Willie and Pa then bet on that while plotting and scheming. Okay, so she's reading that. Maybe I'll... Oh my god, I don't even have time. I was thinking, because I've seen the book in the library, my local library. I could go borrow it. There's Harry and Meghan. Let's see some of the comments. Okay, my thought exactly the same when I read this book. Harry saved his family from the royal family and media. Okay, let's keep in mind. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, William kicked him out. They just never, I guess, thought that Harry will leave because Harry, well, what am I saying? William kicked Harry out, hired Simon Case to put it in writing. I keep on repeating this. So once, maybe Harry said what he needs to say in the book, but all in all, William kicked Harry out, okay? And Harry stood up for his wife. That's the thing. Harry stood up for his wife. Because when you look at, I've said this in some, funny way, joking around, whatever, that when Harry was dating Meghan and see the lifestyle that she was living, happy with her friend, family, she was happy. And to see this is the way his family was treating her, and then the lifestyle that Meghan had, privately. I'm not talking about the glamorous thing. The private part that Meghan had, it attracted Harry. Okay? And many other things. We could look at different, branches of things. I truly feel the lifestyle, the private lifestyle that Meghan had, and Harry hanging out with them, nobody said a damn thing. Okay? We didn't know until they were ready to tell us that they were dating. So all of this attracted him. And then to see the happy, vibrant woman that he met and who could do all sort of things and that could help the institution, but instead they're plotting to hating on her. So he was like, no, I have to stand up for her. Alright? So the brother literally kicked him out of whatever that was going in his egghead. Okay? I didn't know there was a diner of biography. Oh, yeah. She helped create it because I remember watching a documentary where they were talking about how that book came about, where the writer, what's his name? Norton? Did he put his name? Okay, what's the guy's name again? Andrew Morton. Okay, where they were giving information. He wrote some question and Diana responded to them, and how they were trying to get the things from the palace to Morton and all of that. They talk about it. There was a documentary about it. Okay, so there's that. I have not read that book. Perhaps I should. About to reread this. Okay, so people are talking about. Okay, so what is that? This is new. 12 hours ago. When did they write this? May. That was back in May. So let me not go back to this. Give myself more work. I thought that was brand new. Okay, it could say Nigeria, but I thought they were talking about it again. All right, next tweet. Okay, Christmas lunch at Buckingham Palace. Hated to see her coming. There's some stuff that's going on right now. I posted on my community board on Team Sussex. Someone who wore a brooch, you should know who I'm talking about, had some accident. Okay, I'm not putting it on any of my videos because I don't know what I might say. So I rather ignore it. I put it on my community board. At least you are aware of it. Okay, not on this channel, on Team Sussex. So it was around that time that Meghan was going to that luncheon, and then that woman wore the brooch and looking how she was, thinking they were welcoming. My goodness, little did she know. Okay, because Meghan was a mission taking no prisoner that day. Okay, because Meg was a mission taking no prisoners that day. What does that mean? Okay, and like everyone else, she hated being there. Okay, looking for a negative and a positive post is insane. Okay, I don't know what these mean. Her face card, yeah, she looks so good. Yeah. Very relaxed. Little did she know. Oh my God. Why is this keep on popping up? Let's see here. Oh, that headline and that tour. Meghan visited Nigeria as a duchess and left an African princess. Oh, they wrote this? Analysis by Stephanie Busari, CNN. Okay, May 13, 2024. Duke and Duchess of Sussex wrap up Nigeria trip. Okay, I was trying to avoid it, but reading it now, let's see some of the comment. May 2025, INVICTUS visit wish list is that they go to South Korea, Lithuania, and Brazil in that order just because it looks aesthetically pleasing if you find those countries on the map, and because I'm dying to know what they wear. Haha. That was kind of funny though. Okay, that tour almost made up for the election for me. They can never make me hate 2024. That is true. Well, something happened in the election, okay? Let's put an asterisk next to it. Something happened. To me, that was their best tour ever, and all their tours were successful, but Nigeria, phew. Okay, just because the gashing of the teeth and the palaces, it was epic. There's that. People are laughing. Just what she always wanted. Please. She got her man. That's all she care about, okay? Let's block this, okay? Don't need to hear all of that. Let me put it on the list. It was not on the list, but let's put it. Okay, so this is the next one. All right. Imagine throwing a Christmas party for your family and your own children and grandchildren, home and abroad, did not attend. Even the ones who are supposedly very close to you. Okay, Oshioko. Oh, bad gang. All right. So let's see here. So are they making reference to the Left Behinders? They're not showing up. Okay, were her kids and ex-husband there too? Okay, they'll be there next week. Okay, who are they making reference to? Alright. A king who cannot unite his own family is no leader. That's what I was thinking about in terms of the king. But who are they talking? Were her kids? She said her kids and ex-husband there too. Oh, could be the horse with her kids. Okay, and the ex-husband. Okay, I see here. Okay, so this is KC3. It shows exactly the type of parent he is. He sacrificed them for his mistress. Camilla, on the other hand, surrounded by hers. That's right. He has no shame. I can't understand how he's not embarrassed by this. I mean, how could he be embarrassed? I've said this before, and for some reason, I truly believe it. Allegedly, okay, this is my opinion. Because there was no feeling for the mother in the first place. If you have no feeling for someone, and then they're forcing you to create an heir, and the heir and the spares are the same thing. There's no feeling for those kids. So that's the way that I see it. When you have no feeling for something, there's no care for it. Charles did not have any feeling for Princess Diana. He did not love her. So in the process of procreating those two kids, he just did it for the firm. Okay, creating those kids for the firm. He didn't have any feeling for the kids the same way he didn't have any feeling for the mothers. He cared more for Camilla's kids than his own son. Again, this is my opinion. So that's the way that I see it. If my family didn't care less and fired me off, I'll be livid but ashamed. He's used to being a rubbish father and grandfather anyway, so this is normal for him. Yeah, I agree. There's no feeling for for anything. The kids, anything from Diana. There's no care. Okay, oh dear, organizing it for the steps and cousins once or 4 times removed or whatever they like calling their not so close relatives. Very sad indeed. It's very telling. Okay, definitely a bad girl again. He's a failure of a father. There's the laugh, serves him right. Charles is an idiot, absolutely disgrace. All those invited will be attending. Let me leave that alone. Next tweet. There's that. Feels like a good day to go back in time. Colombia visit. Look at them. Very happy. Oh, there's no comment. That's very nice. I like that kid's face. Like, yeah, I'm with her. Next tweet. All right, let's pause. They want Harry and Meghan to retire from public life because they shine far brighter than the others. If I was advising the others, I would tell them they need to step it up. That's all. And then the thing is that Harry is telling them what needs to be done.
I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes. But as I said just now, the younger generation of the world has turned me into an optimist because they are the best connected, the most passionate generation that I think that we've ever had. And what we need to do is be able to create a platform so that they can be heard because they have the solutions to some of the world's biggest problems. He was connected in a positive way. It was always presumed, this is my take on it, which may be very wrong, but I think the presumption was always the longer you spend on this planet, the more experience and the more knowledge that you have. But what kind of a world are we going to end up being part of if we don't listen to the younger generation who have all the solutions? They're better connected than ever before, and because of the connectivity, they have the opportunity and the ability to be able to fix problems in a quarter of the amount of time that anybody else of previous generations was able to do over a 10, 15, 20-year period. My grandmother had to rewrite the rule books to a certain extent. My father, my mother have also done it their way. And now we're the younger generation coming through trying to do it our way because the world has changed so much. We believe that by streamlining and by bringing people together in order to effect real positive change is the only way forward. And it worked for previous generations, and we will always say yes to becoming patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. But I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year. I don't think that's necessarily beneficial to anybody. But you know, our mental health campaign, Heads Together, back in the UK, is a classic example of where we were able to bring together 8 charities within the mental health sector.
With your mic.
I'm so sorry.
No worries, thank you. We were able to bring together 8 mental health charities that have been working in the sector for many, many, many years. But being able to bring them together and say, right, you guys have never sat around a table together and discussed the main issues. What we want to be able to do now is, through our foundation, create a platform in which your expertise and your experience is elevated. And therefore, you tell us what needs to be done around mental health within the UK and globally. And they said, if you can remove the stigma, that makes our life a lot easier. So that's exactly what we did. We tried to remove the stigma and tried to normalize the discussion around mental health.
So,
New spin on it from the youth. As a prince, you're born at birth with a natural platform to be able to try and make a difference. Yeah, which a lot of people have to spend years and years and years getting to that point. So from that perspective, I'm very lucky to have a platform to be able to try and make change in the causes that mean a lot to me, but also to you guys. And I'm still in your generation, by the way. But at the same time, as I said, being born with a lot of privilege comes with a lot of responsibility. But I like to think that I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life earning the respect for that privilege and trying to make a difference for the rest of my life.
If they want to be popular, but they don't care about anything. When things is given to you freely without, you don't have to work hard for it, they just hand it to you. There's no feeling for it. And I don't know. Oh geez, retire from public life? The solution is simple. Why not just ignore Harry and Meghan and focus on the leftovers? Simple, problem solved. Okay, they can stay away from Harry and Meghan. Okay, that's an ad. Let's pause this. Okay, that's why they launched an attack against their public image to suppress and battle them up, but they failed miserably. We know the cycle of things. Okay, thanks to the squad. Highlight their BS and crush it. It's like dead on arrival. Every time they threw an attack, the squad killed it. All right, retire from public life, such an evil suggestion. What will happen to all the people they are currently supporting? Okay, also, if Harry and Meghan retire from public life, then people won't see that the others aren't public lifing. Not only do my faves shine bright with zero efforts, but they do the work and they enjoy it. That's the part.
We say yes to becoming patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. But I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year. I don't think that's necessarily beneficial to anybody. But
thank you. Nice to see you again. I was just looking at, it's been a while since I last visited. So yeah, definitely when things get back to normal, I'd love to come and say hello to the team and everyone down there as well.
I think it was 2012 that you were last here.
No.
I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year. I don't think that.
It only seems like yesterday, Graham. It shows you how quickly time goes.
It is becoming clear that tax-funded ones do the little work because they don't care. Thank you. She gets it. She gets it. They don't care. They don't care. They just show up, cuff ribbon, and go and move on. And all those people they're hiring to do things, I don't know, they just throw a project out and then they don't care how the project is formed. And then the workers, in my humble opinion, put the thing together for them and they don't even know what the thing is about, how things come about. When you see Harry talking about his project, when he was a working warrior, he explained it to the T. Okay, perfect example. Go watch the Obama Foundation interview that Harry did with Melody Hobson. There's one response here. Okay, she continue. And by that, I mean, they're doing less than the bare minimum to pretend they care. If Harry and Meghan were invisible, those tax-funded royals will only be seen as red carpet and sport events. They will do even less than the current less they're doing. That is true. They didn't get that. I mean, this was the dumbest thing that they ever done. You have two people who's willing to do the work. They don't mind being in the background for you to get all the credit, but yet you want to throw them out. Now we're seeing the stupidity of them, of the leftovers. Okay, it's not about volume of photos or stepping it up. Charisma can be created. You either have charisma or you don't. Harry and Meghan have charisma. Okay, mediocrity of the left behind royals is become apparent for the world to see. This is why they will always feel outshined by Harry and Meghan, who are genuinely committed to the cause. They promote and prove this with the dedication to their work. Okay, they are hardworking and unapologetic. So, why do the leftovers bother? They should retire themselves. I bet none will notice. That is true. And the thing is that they want to be on the paper all the time, but the things that they are writing them about are stupid things. They don't want people to know about that. But yet they still wants to be front page news. I don't know. And they're not doing anything to be front page news that they would like. Okay, let's say Harry and Meghan did try to retire and fade away. We know what will happen. Did we not see a full newspaper print and endless articles of where's Meghan? That is true. In 2023, they counted the days she was not seen. The media of Finns and the Sussexes are their cracks. 50-50 was bad. Okay, if you will be happy now, yes. Okay, the half end that she's making reference to. After this, that's it. Or fade their thrifting asses into obscurity. And like I pointed out before about the power, they are way more powerful than people think. You know what? Baggage for God. Alright, so let's leave that alone. It's almost done, but I don't want to read the other one. You start seeing the derangers popping up. Next tweet. I have 3 more. There's one prayer. Oh, this one is kind of long. Okay, with the release of Prince Harry's Spare and paperback, I started rereading some reviews and found a few themes. 1. Abuse victims recognize that Harry grew up in an abusive family situation. All right, she has a long one. That's a lot of reading, and I want to read them. Okay, this is a review from Spare. Do they have the date? Yes, they do. So that was back in February 1st, 2023. Thank you for being a beacon for abused people everywhere. For someone to have the courage to tell the truth about his life in the face of truly insurmountable odds is someone who shines a great light for others to see to go forward on their own path. Telling the truth about any family, especially a royal family, takes courage that is remarkable. To tell the truth about a family's shameful behavior, hoping that that truth will open doors to reconciliation, knowing that it may not, is what makes a person a warrior.
Never felt so alive in my life, 'cause you make me.
Is what makes a person a warrior. It is more important to shine the light on abuse than it is to continue accepting and putting up with abuse. This is especially true when the abuse involves a family. No family is beyond reproach, and no individual should ever feel it is acceptable to condone the things Harry and Meghan were expected to condone. Okay, this is probably someone who's not a squatty, just after reading the book, giving her perspective. Anyone who is educated about the facts of abuse will understand clearly that Harry, especially in his position as a royal, was extraordinarily courageous to be willing to lose everything in order to tell his story. He had no other choice but to make his history public, his story public, to tell of his experiences in order to be free of the family narrative and the family system that held him and his family captive and emotionally, mentally, and physically imperiled. Yeah, that is true. And then the worst thing is, do those people, do the left behinders recognize all the issues Harry raised? No, they quadruple down. As if Harry is the one who's crazy. I'm telling you, those people are freaking, oh my God, what do you call this? A mental, I don't know, a mental psychotic people? Harry explained his situation, and there are parts where he said each time he talked to them privately, trying to talk serious thing privately with them. Next thing you know, they made it public.
Criticisms that you've received is that, well, okay, fine, you want to move to California, you want to step back from the institutional role, why be so public? You say you tried to do this privately.
And every single time I've tried to do it privately, there have been briefings and leakings and planting of stories against me and my wife. You know, the family motto is never complain, never explain, but it's just a motto. And it doesn't really hold.
There's a lot of complaining and a lot of explaining.
Endless.
Private, being done through leaks.
Through leaks. They will feed or have a conversation with the correspondent, and that correspondent will literally be spoon-fed information and write the story. And in the bottom of it, they will say that they've reached out to Buckingham Palace for comment. But the whole story is Buckingham Palace commenting. So when we're being told for the last 6 years, we can't put a statement out to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, there becomes a point when silence is betrayed.
So now, because they keep on putting things public, he went on and tell his side of the story. Now they're upset. They want to be the one to create their own narrative and switch it any way they want. This is freaking crazy. They cannot come up with anything original for them. So when Harry's telling them something, Harry told us this. So let's switch it into the evil mindset of things and put it out there. This is really, really lunatic. Beyond understanding. All right, let's continue. I don't know if it's the same tweet. Maybe it is the same comment. Anyone who dared to break out of the mold of an abusive family dynamic is a true warrior, a truly brave person, especially when there is a lot of good in the family. One does not want to lose the good. They only want to let go of the bad. Unfortunately, abusers rarely admit their abuse and even more rarely are willing to change. That's the thing that I was just saying. They're doubling down. They don't want to recognize what Harry said and try to change. Okay, telling the truth is never a negative, even if it brings to light shameful facts of a family system. Usually when someone does this, they will be reviled and attacked for daring to challenge the family's habitual structure and functioning, which is exactly what's happening. Almost never does the family listen, and even less is there hope for change. When one speaks up, it is usually their last attempt to bring their story out in the open and to make it clear that they will no longer tolerate continued cruelties and abuses, because previous efforts, almost always having continued over many years, have proven to fall on deaf ears. Like I was just saying, whenever he talks to them, okay, trying to tackle something privately, next thing you know, they made it public. So they never want to recognize Harry. I don't know. How do they see Harry? Or how do they continue seeing Harry the same way? Like he has no brain, they're supposed to control him? The last resort, the only resort, is to do what Harry has done. Tell his story. Alright? Otherwise, when our great-grandkids are looking back into our times, what we will be seeing would have been all those negative tabloid papers. And one thing we have to be very, very careful, because I know they are capable of doing that. Because now Harry's side of the story come out, there's a possibility they will grab every single papers, every single copies of the book that they have public and make sure, okay, to never release it again. And I hope whoever bought those books, keep it safe somewhere. Digitally and you name it. Keep it safe somewhere for future. Because these people, they have the money to do and the power to do so. Okay, Harry has done this humbly and beautifully and honestly. I bought his book because I am an expert on family abuse, both from research and from experience. From the way she was talking, I assume she has a background, because some of the thing as I was reading her comment, and I was like, this is what's happening. I sort of give examples of Harry's situation. All right, so let's see here. Family abuse, both from research and from experience. I know what it is like to do what he did, albeit I do not know what it is like to do it as a royal. I knew when I wrote and when I spoke that I risked losing my family, who I love dearly, as Harry loves his family dearly.
He knows what pain feels like. My father and my brother, they are trapped. They don't get to leave. And I have huge compassion for that.
But remember, they kick him out first. Remember that. They kick him out first and they continue talking stupidity about him. So he had no other choice but to put his side of the story out. I think, okay, the book Spare will never have come out if the family had somewhat changed after the Oprah interview.
Was the move about getting away from the UK press, because the press is, is everywhere, or was the move because you weren't getting enough support from the firm?
It was both.
Both.
I needed to do this for my family. This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's, and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was headed.
Because the Oprah interview was to put the truth out about all those headlines from the time they got, they together to the time they left. Okay? Then Spare came out. It went way back from his childhood into his current life. So if they had stopped after the Oprah interview, I think we will not see Spare. But if they don't be careful, we might see Spare too, because he had some more things to do. And that probably will happen. Maybe it's already been written. Maybe it will happen after the lawsuit. Okay? Because some of them probably have to be in there. Okay? I knew when I wrote and when I spoke that I risked losing my family, who I love dearly, as Harry loved his family dearly. Yeah, he said he has compassion for, his father and all of that, because they are trapped. Okay, things were never the same again in my place and my family, but what I gained was irreplaceable. I gained a life that was free of abuse. I was 58 years old when I dared to challenge the status quo in my family. That was nearly 11 years ago. I have never looked back, I guess. Okay, let's just pick up where it is here. That was nearly 11 years ago. I never looked back. Okay, right here. Never looked back. It was the beginning of life for me. Thank you, my dear brother, for writing your book, for speaking your truth, for being a beacon of light to the world. You are also your mother, who also spoke out against the abuses she endured and who I admire deeply for that. She too was a beacon of light for many different reasons, but for me personally, because she inspired me to shine in a marriage filled with daily horrors and to eventually escape. She will be so proud of her beloved boy. I hope, Princess Diana left a lot of examples, especially for Kate. Okay, there was problem with speech. There could have been things she could have done that Diana did. And she allowed them to walk over her and whatever, her problem, her baggage, let me move on. Safe havens everywhere and abusive people worldwide have you and your mother before you to thank for being an example of someone who dared to speak out in the face of unspeakable odds. I thank you from the depth of my heart, and so may blessing be yours and your remarkable and beautiful wives and your dear children. All right, so that's nice. Okay, 144 people found this. I wonder where she got this. Spare Prince hardcover. Okay, there's more. 2 Prince Harry Spare is of the few books that people have read that have accurately captured the emotional trauma of losing someone close to you. All right, let's see here. It's a lot of reading, but I'm curious. Okay, while some have critiqued Prince Harry for what they feel is complaining in the midst of a privileged life, I never took the book this way. Harry frequently says that much of his life has been akin to being trapped in a gilded cage. He repeatedly acknowledges his privilege throughout the book, and as a political scientist myself, I was often intrigued by his revelation of typical experiences at private school for the upper class. On the other hand, I was deeply moved during the entire course of this book by Harry's open discussion of his struggle with accepting the loss of his mother and facing moments of grief or recollection later in life. I also cried in empathy when he discussed his struggles to recollect memories of his mother due to his mind unintentionally blacking them out as part of a child's mental coping mechanism during a trauma or loss. As someone who lost a father when I was a teen, I have never read or heard any other account that so well described the emotional grief, strangeness, detachment from loss, and occasionally moment of acceptance of dealing with a beloved parent's death, or the peace that comes in seeing your lost parents in the face of your own child. In the middle of the night, through tears, I said thank yous to Prince Harry for helping me realize I was not unique in all my childhood and later adult struggles to find the proper emotional reaction to such loss. Moreover, as someone who teaches many military students, I developed a deeper respect for Harry after reading about his time in the service and difficulties readjusting to civilian life, especially because of PTSD. My mother always loved Princess Diana, and because of that, I grew up with an interest in the British royal family, especially William and Harry. However, I never realized until now just how much of his mother's Princess Diana spirit that Harry carries with him, especially in meaningful service to others. One of the things that when she mentioned William and Harry is that Princess Diana brought so many eyes, the things that the institution craved for adoration worldwide. Princess Diana brought that to them. Harry brought that to them, but they rejected it. And then you see William, if he had stood firm with the deal that he made with Harry to never bend to the papers, the tabloid, right now William would have been very popular. Okay? But because of the choices that he made, which make a lot of people reject that kind of attitude, especially the attitude of the royal family from the side, his father in particular. But anyway, let's continue. Diana's spirit that Harry carries with him, especially in meaningful service to others, which sometimes I wonder if Harry even realizes himself. Before my supervisor took his current position with my university, he was overall disaster and emergency management for the California National Guard, which gets mobilized during the many natural disasters in that state. I have heard him tell the story of his guardsmen digging trench line around homes to protect them during the California wildfire. One of these homes was Harry and Meghan's. What? Look how we ended up doing something. Wow. I didn't expect that. One of these homes was Harry and Meghan's, and he often remarks what a truly good person Harry is, noting how he often came out to check on the guardsmen, offering them water and asking if he could assist. I don't remember the other details after this, beyond him remarking that Harry truly is a soldier, which he could tell both by Harry's demeanor and humble gratitude to the guardsmen. I think, I'm shocked. I didn't expect this at all. To get another side of Harry, where the tabloid is painting him as this other person. Wow. Alright, I think a reader can easily pick up on the same in this book. Overall, I came away fully understanding why this imperfect and once lonely yet genuine and compassionate man is no spare. Thank you to Harry for sharing his struggles, and kudos to him for all of the ways he tries to help others. Very interesting. I didn't expect this at all. These are the things in the private moments and where the limelight is not there. This is how a true character of a human being is shown. He wasn't doing it for the camera. He wasn't doing it for publicity. Look how the hell I come across this. Another side of him. And we always know. There's one video, actually, I think I shared it, where he had, I think that's one of the TV show on CBS. He bring water to one of the people who was working in the background. If I come across it, let me see if I could find it. Oh my God, it's close to 5 o'clock. I'm still recording. Normally, I'm almost done with editing. You know what? Forget it. It's taking me too long. I need to finish. All right, so let's go. I did 2. Let's do 3. Okay, Prince Harry's spear is an awakening to many how they've been lied to by the media about Harry and Meghan, and they're now supportive of the couple. I'm telling you, the more people look into it, the more they realize, they're bringing more people to support them. The same way they got me. The more I look into them, the more I'm like, there's no way I'm not gonna support them. Okay, so this is the last one. I'm not going to restate what's in the book like so many have done beautifully. I'm going to apologize to Harry and Meghan. I was one of the people who was manipulated by the media. I have always had an open mind, so I purchased Spare because the leaks were very interesting, and what I realized was how wrong I was in joining others and hating Harry and Meghan. Wow. I wasn't really in the hate. Okay, that was me. This is me. I've explained this so many times for those who are new, because I'm seeing people are still joining or subscribing. I knew Meghan existed. I knew Princess Diana. I knew the royal family. I knew Harry and Meghan, Harry and William, and all of that. Okay, but I was never really on a daily basis looking into their stuff. Look into them and what they're doing and all of that. I was none of that. I don't follow a lot of people. Even still on social media, I don't follow a lot of people. People you would have thought, celebrities, you name it. Not too many people I follow. Okay? Because I've always distinguished the private and the public. I know they're there for business. They're doing their thing. I like their work, blah, blah, blah. That's it. And I keep it as that. But for when Meghan and Harry got married, what captured me was that I was happy for her. Happy for her in a sense that I thought the prestige of the royal family. That's the mindset that I have. You guys could laugh at me all you want, but that's the way that I felt at first, thinking that they were above little pettiness. Okay, the nonsense we're having, I didn't think they will stoop that low to mind those pettiness type of things. So when I was reading headlines, I was one of those who will click on Daily Fail, which is Daily Mail, who will click on those headlines, okay, to just read and see what they're talking about her, because I was happy for her. But each time that I read many of these things, it's negative. They probably got me the first time, third time, could have been the fourth. But one day I realized, I was like, wait a second. No, this can't be. This cannot be. Someone who married into that family, that was the logic, putting one and one together for me. Someone who married into that family, remember I thought of them as prestige, above little pettiness. And I was like, why will she behave this way? Knowing the fact that this is the other side, okay, the one. And I was like, I know very well, African American, despite what the media portray Black Americans, yes, there will be few, okay, who act the way the media says. But the majority of African American do not behave like this. They teach them respect. There's one video, I don't know, it was in the news, on CBS actually, where there was some rioting or something like that, and this teenager, a young boy, was doing, joining in. Just think of teenagers. They see others doing, then they go and join in. It seems like the mother was watching the news and recognized her son, and she knows the area. She got out of her house, went after her son, and smacked him in the head in the middle of, she didn't care who was watching. She was like, what the hell are you doing? Participating. She taught her son better than that. This is another example. Okay? How African American teach their kids to do the right thing, despite what you see. Okay? And I was like, there is absolutely no way Meghan will be what the media is portraying her to be. I know she was an actress, never hear a peep, not a single negative headline about her. Never. And I was like, all of a sudden, the moment she married into that family, I'm hearing all of this. This cannot be. This is where I put one and one together, and I said, I need to look deeper into that. What is going on here? Okay? It's to that. I had Twitter since 2009. I had it for 10 going on 11 years. Never interact on Twitter. And it was in that moment, and I said, if I need to know about what's going on, I need to go on Twitter. It took me maybe a couple of days to lock in. I didn't want to create a new one because I think they have a system of knowing that you already have an account, blah, blah, blah. So I went, eventually I did come in. There it is. I'm still on Twitter now. I was able to log into my account. And then reading through stuff. Of all things, when you go and search for something, you land on the right. Despite all the barrage of nonsense that's going on Twitter, I landed on the right people. Tina and Michelle, of all people. And thinking that I was the only one who was angry at what was happening. Okay, and the way that I respond to either Tina and Michelle or something, she posted something. I have a vague idea about it. I think it was something about Omid she spoke about, and then I tagged Omid, blah, blah, blah. And she said, can you please delete your tweet? I don't want Omid to know about this tweet, whatever it was. And I was really angry. I was like, no, I'm not going to delete it. She said very nicely. I have to say it, okay? I was the angry one. I blame myself for that because she said it very nicely. Delete it, or I'm going to block you. And then eventually she did block me, okay? I deserve the block. And not knowing how Twitter works and all of that. So that's that. Okay, so I found out about Harry and Meghan. Okay, learn more about it. And then through that, I was reading some tweets. I found out that, what's her name? Ford Fiesta had a miscarriage or something like that. And it's through Twitter, I found out in the comments. And I was like, let me see if it's true, okay, to verify. And then later when I found out, yes, she did have a miscarriage. The reason I took that as an issue, okay, is that the way the media was treating Meghan. And I was like, where are the others? Why they're not standing up for her? That was the premises for me to look deeper into her issues. Okay, all of the women understand how it is to be pregnant. Okay, and you have the media bashing on her. None of them said anything. That was the premises for me to look into the other branch of thing. When one of the squad said it in the comment section and said, Ford Fiesta, I forgot her name. Okay, I use Ford Fiesta. You should know if you're squatty. Ford Fiesta had a miscarriage. I was like, really? That can be. Someone who had a miscarriage would have understand. That's how I brush it. Would have understand how it is to be pregnant. And then I was like, you know what? Let me look it up. And it's true that I was like, what? She did? And I went on and shared there's some videos I have about that on PYTE. That she did have a miscarriage. And then through that, whilst I was reading her debacle of the miscarriage, I found out about Ardent Production. I did a video about that. And just go watch those videos. There's a chain of event of things. And I was starting to educate myself. Okay? So, yes, I didn't take when I saw the negative aspect, I didn't join in. Instead, I questioned those things. I question it and do research on it and then find out. And then for some of you who happen to stumble and you see I have a video almost every day. It used to be every day, but now I change it. Whenever I do a video, I don't schedule them anymore. Okay, I just put them out. When I don't feel like recording, you're not gonna see any video. All right, but how did this come about? Because PYTE, the reason I create PYTE, you see, it has the entertainment aspect in it, is the nonsense that I was seeing about politics. I was very interested into politics, but I'm not that type to go too deep into politics. I will branch out, see, my crazy mindset of how I see it from the outside of it, and then we'll share my perspective on that. and I was putting some funny videos, blah, 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 here and there. And then one day I post something, a tweet about Harry and Meghan. And one of the squaddies stumbled on my channel, on that video, and said, "Oh, I'm not on Twitter. Can you share some more?" That's how everything started. That was it. And knowing now that I'm somewhat seeing, invested into sharing more about Harry and Meghan, when I'm reading the tweets, okay, I was like, it's nothing. To tell you the truth, recording is nothing. I enjoy the recording. It's the editing that's the headache for me. That's it. So when I'm reading those tweets, I don't mind recording them and share my opinion in them, whichever perspective that I have of them, and share them with you. And that's about it. So for this person to say, well, at least let's give her credit, okay? At least she recognize the wrong and do better. That's the part, okay? It's not a continuation of it, okay? I'm talking about this person who's writing this comment here. She realized she did something wrong. And this is why I keep on saying about those religious people. Do they have a mind of their own to see when, certain group present a BS to them, and to not say, oh, this is God calling or some nonsense, the way they see Trump. That's what I mean by that. Okay. You have to remove yourself from this thing and have your own perspective of things. And if you don't understand, just ask. There's nothing wrong for asking. Okay, so let's continue. I went on with this one. All right. I have always had an open mind, so I purchased Purr because the leaks were very interesting, and what I realized was how wrong I was in joining others and hating Harry and Meghan. Okay? When Harry chose his bride, I had never heard of Meghan. She was beautiful. She had a good energy about her, and I was so excited Harry was marrying an American. I felt like she was representing us, and she was doing a great job. I saw her speak at some function they had, and she was so poised and looked natural on stage. The day of the wedding, I watched with so much excitement, and I even cried. Then came the hate from the media. This is where people have to say, what switch? Okay? What was the switch? This is how the people who's controlling the narrative have a grasp of people's mind. How did that switch? What bring the switch all of a sudden? And then to join along. This is the thing here. You were happy for them. You see the true thing happening. It reminded me of Penny something who had a interview with, I forgot her full name, Penny something, with a CNN reporter when they first got married or something. Oh, this could be a problem. I'll put the clip.
Do you see any scenario by which Harry and Meghan overshadow Kate and
Oh,
William?
yes, I do. I do. I mean, this is immediately was my first thought. This could be a problem.
So they knew, they were preparing for her. They want to cash in because these people are hungry for money. They want to cash in, and they pretend they were nice and everything, and then they know they didn't want her. Because Harry and Meghan wanted to do the thing privately, the wedding, but they choose for them, they have to have that huge wedding so they could have money. And then to the pretend of Charles, it's mind-boggling. It's just mind-boggling. You see him walking her down the aisle, getting that praise for that few moment, holding Miss Doria's hand. Meanwhile, deep inside, what was really going on deep inside? And then now we see full-blown reality. But what was the change? Okay. Then came the hate from the media. It was quick and deliberate, and it worked. The media made her out to be fame-hungry, arrogant. I mean, the thing is that she was already popular. She did say she didn't know Meghan. So Meghan had her own niche, her own popularity of her own. Like I've said, she brought 3 million armies with her. This is the part that the institution did not aware of. She brought in this social media army with her. This is something, a group of people that worldwide, by the way, it's not just in the US or Canada, it's worldwide. Okay? These are the things that the institution crave for. Meghan brought it to them. They didn't realize that. So once the hate started, then Meghan's army put their defense and said, hell no, you're not gonna, smear her name like that. And then few people like myself and this person here, okay, joined in and said, we're not gonna let that happen. If they could do that to her, just imagine individual, so many other people in the UK, killing themselves. There's one video I want to do, but I don't know how I'm going to share it with you. So this is questionable. All right, so let's continue. Then came the hate from the media. It was quick and deliberate, and it worked. The media made her out to be fame-hungry, arrogant, narcissist. They continue with that. Turn her back on her family. You named it. The media set their eyes on her and won't let up. I was one of those people who turned on them, especially when they announced they were leaving England. Keep in mind, the brother kicked them out. How could they? I thought. I joined in the hate and blaming Meghan. When I read the book and put myself in their shoes and saw the media lies, I could see how I was manipulated into believing everything even after I read it. And to believing everything even after I read it, and articles will come out that were complete lies. I'll give you an example. In the book, Harry explained how his father was marrying Camilla, and he told Harry and William. He said he was happy for his father and thought Camilla would be a wicked stepmother, but she wasn't. He grew fond of her. Okay, the media spin what he said. This is what I was saying also. Whenever he brings something to them, an issue, okay, to whoever, the father or the brother, thinking that they will tackle it, before you know it, they put a spin on it and put it out in the public. Okay? For no apparent reason. Okay? He grew fond of her. The media spin what he said, and the headline reads something like, Harry refers to Camilla as an evil stepmother. That was confirmation to me that the media is a 24-hour news cycle to destroy Harry and Meghan. How can so many people not see this? And how could you couldn't see that? All right. And the bigger question is why? Why do they have to destroy them? The thing is that the nonsense they told the father, okay, going back since the Queen's father died. For those who know what I've said about that, the nonsense they put in Charles' head since he was young. Okay, you need the media for this, you need that. And then they made him believe if you tell us some stories about you to put in the media to make you look good and all of that, that will elevate you. This is the nonsense that they put in his head. And then Charles trained William to do the same. So for William, whatever things, I don't know, Harry speak to him about and do the spin, give it to the media. So they have to feed the media some nonsense 24/7.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
Prince Charles also has a legendary temper, as his staff know to their cost. One of his later butlers was Ken Stronach, who sold stories to the press which revealed what his master was like to serve.
And actually, it's Harry and Meghan's war on the press and the media.
That's
and
true.
as they say at the start of episode 1, they say so many books and shows and stories have been written about us. We wanted to have our own say. And remember, the purpose of the PR office at the royal family is to keep the royals in the press all the time. So you have to remember, when I work in newsrooms, it's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But why haven't...
And if it comes from Kensington Palace, why are they briefing against their own grandson? Why are there never any
I think that's
stories
fascinating.
about Prince William?
William...
How can so many people not see this? And the bigger question is why? Why do they have to destroy them? Is it their job to create a villain and never let up? That's the thing. They have to see a villain, a good brother and a bad one. You see how I have a thumbnails where I put there's a red person and a white, the struggling. Okay, the good versus bad. They wanted to paint William as the good one because he is the heir, and then Harry as the bad one because he's the spare. And, William, meanwhile, is the one who's giving nonsense about the brother to make himself look good. All right, look at like the uniform that Harry wore. Harry said it was his brother and the wife who chose it for him. And then he listened, and then the headline happened. All right, is it their job to create a villain and never let up? I understand also why William and Kate weren't criticized in the media. They are in line to the throne. There it is. The media needs them. His family turned their backs on them because they can't take it anymore.
I feel really let down because he's been through something similar.
Was the move about getting away from the UK press, because the press is, is everywhere, or was the move because you weren't getting enough support from the firm?
It was both.
Both.
I needed to do this for my family. This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's, and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was headed.
Okay, that's the awful part. The royal family thinks they should just take the blow and be quiet about it. Well, I now understand why they left, and I don't blame them. Any sane person will have left too. There's the thing here. Harry, okay, throughout his life, he was willing to play along with them. But what happened is that when Harry decided to put his feet down is when they move that same nonsense that they do to him, now they're moving it to his wife, knowing that this is a person who was living a peaceful life, and which is part of the things that attracted him to Meghan and many other things, okay? One of many, okay? Now to see the happy, jiggly, fun human being that Meghan was, and then the institution is turning her into that, he was like, nope, she was my happiness. She brought happiness to me. I'm not gonna let you guys do that to her. And then we move his family out. Okay, even though the brother, okay, he put his step down. Okay, Harry put his foot down and said, no, you're not gonna abuse my family like that. And then I think that's when the brother acted on and said, you're not gonna let me abuse you, then you're gonna get out. Thinking that, okay, you need us, you need the royal family to survive, thinking that the wife will only leave and Harry will stay, but Harry left along with them. But it's William, okay, who took the initial step to get rid of them. Okay, one last thing, whenever they're in public, like when he was promoting his book, or going out to dinner or anything, the keyboard warriors will say the same thing every single time. I thought they wanted their privacy. Most of the time, he's being stalked and lied about, and the other times, he's promoting his book like any person release a book. Okay, even celebrities shame and with the same comment. If everyone just read the book, they will understand what they mean by privacy. And in the Oprah interview, Meghan explained it.
Didn't you have an expectation that you're going to have to lose privacy?
Well, it's two things here.
That's part of the deal.
Two things here. I think everyone has a basic right to privacy. Basic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about anything that anybody else wouldn't expect. So if you're at work and you have a photograph of your child on your desk and your coworker says, oh my gosh, your kid's so cute, that's fantastic. Can I see your phone so I can see all the pictures of your child? You go, no, this is the picture I'm comfortable sharing with you. And then if they double down and say, no, but you already showed me that one, so you have to show me everything. You know what, I'm just going to hire someone to sit in front of your house or hide in the bushes and take pictures into your backyard because you've lost your right to privacy because you shared one image with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of the flawed argument and its operating mechanism that they're confusing people to think. I think life is about being able to share our stories and share parts of our lives that you're comfortable with.
What do they really want when it comes to privacy?
It's not them who have said they want privacy. It's something that the tabloids have said about them that's latched on. They have taken steps when there have been blatant violations, unlawful violations of privacy. Of course, then they've challenged it because that's in line with their values. But that doesn't mean just because you assert your human rights that you then become some kind of Trappist monk and take a vow of silence and you're not allowed to discuss anything. That's not how privacy works.
And then in the, what do you call this? Yeah, in the upper book. All right, so I read all. That was a long read, but I think I give my opinion that went on. Okay, so I think I'm done with Harry and Meghan things. This is for the squaddies who love Nacho. I posted on my community board, and I thought this image was very sexy of him. All right, Polo, Nacho Figueras is who he thinks he is. Wow, he looks very sexy there. Okay, watch him as narrator and Polo on Netflix. It's brilliant. Oh yes, I love that entire series. Polo is awesome. Wow, that's a different language. That's on fire. This one, fine as hell. Okay, oh, there's another one here. Okay, Nacho Figueras, praise Prince Harry's passion project, Netflix Polo. He is such a supporting person. My goodness, may God continue to protect and bless his little family, his wife. He is such a supporting person. Unbelievable. Okay, I don't want to go too much. I would have gone into it, but I'm almost done. Okay, for the cats people, okay, this cat's catching skills is perfect. All right, it's 26 seconds. All right, before I play it, there's the cat in the background here. All right, and then there's this woman who's kicking the hitting those golf balls. Okay, what? Wow, very skillful. Caught the ball, and he's waiting. It's like next. And the thing is that he or she, the cat, knows when to get ready for the next one. Wow. All right. So that's that. It's playing again. Now, this is a prayer from one of the squads, okay? I believe it's on Blue Sky. Yeah. Okay. Prayer for Has, Meghan, Archie, and Lily. Lord, thank you for a new day. Please protect, bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, Diana, and Miss Doria and their supporters. Bless all their projects. Bless their trips. Watch over their comings and going. Destroy all wicked plans against Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, Diana, and Miss Doria. Destroy their enemies. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so this is... Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield. Psalm 5:12. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. If you become a member, there's some stuff. I haven't posted much for members on here. I post them on Team Sussex. Just know if you become a member, for those who are new, because I'm getting new subscribers, you will not get anything special. You're doing it because you want to support my channel. It doesn't matter which, maybe it does matter which channel you decided to be a member. Because on Team Sussex, I have some members, I post some things there, some visions that I have. And I share them because, I don't know, they may sound cuckoo, so I don't put them out for everyone to see. If later on, moving forward, I see certain things that depict what I saw in my vision, maybe I'll put them public. But don't expect anything special for members. Maybe once in a while, if I go on vacation, I'll post something here and there. Okay? But anything specifically for Harry and Meghan, everything is free for everybody to see. Okay, for everyone. That's the key thing here. You want to become a member, it's because you want to support my channel. That's it. Okay, thank you for watching.